Christmas can be expensive. That's lucky we've got for you today. Sorted manager David Kneebone is here with some budgeting advice, Christmas tips. Now, Sorted manager, you're the manager of the Sorted website. What's that, David?
Sorted's an independent and impartial website. Actually, it's more than the website, Hayden. There's booklets and seminar material. It's all free and available to the public.
So it's funded by the government. It's the government trying to help us to save more.
Not just save, but I suppose appreciate financial knowledge from many different angles. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got some emails that have come in throughout the week because you were on last week. Let's start with the first one. This is from Lynn. And Lynn says, we've had a tough year money-wise and my family needs a hand with managing money. I think I need to talk to someone about it. Where can I go for help? So Lynn needs some help, especially around this time.
It's been a tough year for heaps of Kiwi families, and I'm afraid that that's going to continue, we think, for probably through next year. The first thing to do is, if you're in this situation, is think about what you owe and then what you own. Then you try and form a spending plan for, I suppose, pay to pay, or however else you get your money comes in. I think the Sorted website in the budgeting section has some great information. There's booklets, calculators, seminar material, many different avenues of resource. Also, I'll give you some free calling numbers. Try 0508 budget. Yep. Which is got a trained budget advisor on the other end of the phone. That's 0508 283 438. She's available on weekdays during business hours. If it's busy, please just leave a message and someone will get back to you. Or look under budget advice services in the white pages from Invercargill through to Northland. There's basically a heap of people that can offer you free face-to-face advice.
You can go in, sit down and they'll sort out your finances.
They'll give you some really good tips and form a plan. And it's that plan that we're most, I suppose, keen for many people to have, especially when you think into early next year or through to the end of next year. All right. It can be a really anxious time, and just documenting what you've got, as I said at the beginning, what you owe and what you own, and then forming a spending plan can make a massive difference.
Because it can appear like it's all caving in and everyone's wanting money left, right and centre. It must be quite good to clear the head and just write it down.
That one step makes a really big difference for heaps of people.
All right, cool. Thank you, Lynn. I hope that helped. Now, this is from Serena. Serena says, it's my turn this year to provide a big Christmas lunch for 12 people, big family, but it's been a tough year for us with my partner out of work for 3 months and braces for my daughter. Braces, I can hear. I can't really afford the extra expense of putting on lunch for everyone, but I don't want to let my family down. Any idea of how I can make it happen on a shoestring?
Gosh,
this is a big one. It happens a lot.
It is a big one. I think the first thing, Serena, is to have a conversation with those that are coming. Be honest with them. And they're people that are coming to your place for lunch, so they probably know you pretty well already, but be upfront. Think about, have a chat with them about your situation, what they might be able to bring and contribute to the lunch, and then maybe some other ideas that might reduce the overall cost. Do you need ham, turkey, expensive seafood and all those other things? Could you do it differently? I suppose Christmas to me is all about getting together with those people, not necessarily about what we eat and drink, although for some that's a really big part of the day. Yeah, those are some ideas I think that could help. Plus, let's not forget there's 5 weeks until Christmas. Yeah. And so there's maybe some a chance to start stocking up on some of the non-perishable items over that period. So it's not all a big shock in that week before Christmas.
Potluck. Potluck dinner.
Another idea.
Can't beat a potluck dinner. Yeah. What about these sort of Christmas clubs and that sort? I know it's a bit late for this year to start joining a Christmas club, but are they any good?
It's worth looking around and comparing if you're interested in it. I'd strongly suggest that you have I suppose, quite a thorough comparison between the pros and cons of them, and make sure that you get back at the end of the year the equivalent of what you put in.
So you're talking about the ones where they've got the whole basket of food and you pay for the whole year and you get this basket that arrives. Just check what's actually in the basket and whether you could get it cheaper yourself at the supermarket.
It's worth comparing what a supermarket might offer, what you could get just through putting the money in a bank account, or what some of the hamper offers are. And I think there might be some differences between them. It's worth exploring.
Very diplomatic there. What about supermarket coupons? You know those Christmas clubs at supermarkets where you put in a little each week every time you go through? Are they any good?
I think if you get all your money back at the end of the year and you can, i.e. you can spend that amount you've put in on goods and services, then why not? But is that the right thing for you? You might be able to make more money by putting that same amount in a bank account and accruing interest. But if it's in the bank account, then you can access it and touch it. So what's right for you and your family, you need to make that call.
So you've got to identify your weaknesses financially in regards to if you're a spender or a saver, and
ideally
trying to find the right thing. OK, this is from Serena, I hope that helped. This is from Ange. I'm in a pickle with my credit card and we'll be paying just the minimum this month. Should I still use it for buying Christmas presents, then try and pay it off next year, or is there a cheaper alternative? If
you're paying minimum payments now, if your credit card's near the limit, I would strongly suggest you maybe not put more stuff on it. It's only going to make the situation worse. Use your credit card if you've got a plan in January, February and March to be able to deal with what you put in it now in the lead up to Christmas. Maybe it's time to think about some other Christmas present ideas that don't necessarily cost a lot of money. We've talked in the past about some. Offer your expertise, babysitting, gardening. Can you transport people around? Are there some things that you can do that don't necessarily cost hundreds of dollars, or even for some people $20 to $30? Or maybe one present per person, draw it out of a hat. There are different...
Secret Santa.
Yeah, there's different ways to reduce that cost, but I think what's unfortunate is some people feel they need to, almost in certain situations, be heroic about it and be the big provider. Good on you if you can do that. But be honest with everyone around you if you can't, because you'll pay a big price early next year if you've got a large debt to pay off.
And you're saying your website, sorted.org.nz, is just chocker. January, February, people coming on trying to get advice. Yeah, the January to March period is probably our busiest period, with people planning for the next year. So just on a final note, we'd really appreciate if people would think about planning through 2011. I tell you what, if you do that in January, you will make a really big difference to the next 12 months and you'll end 2011 in a much better state. Hey, thanks very much for your time today, David. Thanks for having me. Very handy. Right, now, see our website. It's got all the details on budgeting assistance, and for more information on Sorted, it's all there too. Now, just ahead, dressing to suit your personality. We've got image consultant Daphne James, and that's right after this from Melanie.